Hi, I'm Tom Hendrickson from the Agile Online Summit, where we bring great Agilists to the world. Welcome to one of our community spotlights, where we shine the light on many of the great Agile communities that help promote the summit. Today, we have Deepti Jain from Agile Virgin. Deepti, introduce yourself to the people here at the Agile Online Summit.
First of all, I'm really excited. I'm thankful to you for doing this distinct event and, this video wherein you put spotlight on community builders. They definitely need that. The communities need that. So, hey guys, I'm Deepti. I'm from India, and somewhere around in 2015, actually 14 is when I started my journey as an Agilist. 13, 14, I was with an organization working there as a Scrum Master. So pretty much inside the box. 15 is when I actually got out of the box and I started exploring 14, 15. And I, of course, needed much more from the, leaders and for the community. And so that's when I decided I'm not going to wait anymore. I'll be a community builder. I started my meetup, which is called Agile Virgin. Agile Virgin because I think by default we all are Agilist. Nature is Agile. And so virgins of Agile. And that's when I started meeting a lot of people. I started looking at a lot of stuff that was going on in India. And I realized what a lot of people like me need. And I started doing stuff, started with Meetup, then we started doing conferences, then we started, inviting different thought leaders, imparting their subject matter and trainings as well. And we kind of got it at the economy that India could afford, folks in India could afford. I'm an Agile consultant. I do a lot of trainings and consulting. So that's about me and that's about my work.
So Deepti, it sounds like you have a kind of this community builder gene. You just like to build communities and just jump in there and get started. So tell me about, take us back to when you first started it and talk to us about kind of maybe some of those initial struggles you might have had as you started to build your community.
So as you said, yes, I have that gene. And I was quite embarrassed about it because I used to feel I am not a focused, fickle-minded person who keeps connecting with people. What is wrong with me? Why am I not focused like other professionals in IT and software industry? So that's how it started, but I could not hold it, and I will always contribute to community events and organization, brand building, community development, women in tech, and all that stuff. And that's when a friend of mine said, you don't even value all of that, which you do. And you don't understand your potential and you don't understand what you can actually give to the wider audience, to your people. And I said, okay. And that's when I started thinking, that's when this Big Bang Agile happened. The organization was going through transformation. And that's when I realized it's the peer learning without which nothing can happen. And I am very high on peer learning. I am one of those guys, who will sit for 2 nights, 3 nights during exam with friends and study.
Yeah.
And then when I was with this organization where I worked for 10 years, and which is after, I quit and became a consultant, I started having meetups there. I took leadership permission and I started doing trainings on my own. Initially, of course, I wasn't up to the mark. Slowly, I learned so much. So I realized it is only, the peer learning, the community with which you can grow. I also started writing to different people like you, Tom, that, okay, what are you doing? How are you doing? How can we do that? Can you come and, collaborate with us? Can we help you? It's not just, we're asking, how can we help you? So I kept on learning with them. I met amazing people on this journey. And that's when in 2015, when I quit and I became an independent consultant, because I just could not be in that box anymore. I was already doing it since 13 till 15, 2 years. So when I went out, I started a meetup that looked like the most natural approach. Some challenges were, of course, I was a woman. We have a cultural and a mindset kind of thing. Just don't go out to invites that women send as men. You feel conscious, nervous, and there are a lot of community builders and facilitators as women in India. But when I started, it's not too far. It's just 5 years back. But I could not see women leaders. There was no woman who started a meetup. There were facilitators, one-off who will come. I was also a facilitator to some meetup earlier. And that's how I learned what it is. And so there was nobody who runs conference as a woman. So I didn't have women peers to connect, and that's how why I started Women in Agile and Tech, because women started connecting with me. They started sharing with me their challenges. Similarly, I was new and I didn't have anyone to guide me what to do. So what I'll do, I'll just go to these conferences and events and see what they are doing. And as human beings, we all have this mental construct, whether we see possibility or we don't see possibility. And so for myself, I always say, fool didn't know it was impossible, so fool did it. And so I think I was such a fool. I didn't see, impossibility there. I felt, oh, this is just inviting right set of people, finding right quotes, and putting things together. Why don't we do it? Everyone told me, who will come to your event? Why will they come to your event? Who the hell are you? So I said, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Who will sponsor you? When we started putting bigger things, who will sponsor you? Like, I don't know. There will be good people. And so, yeah.
Yeah, you just took that first step. You're kind of a trailblazer, and this is really great, that you kind of have stepped out and really, put this community together. And it's great that you talked about, being a woman, kind of stepping out and creating this community. And now many people are reaching out to you. So along those lines, what types of tips would you have, Deepti, to, as we, shine the light on these community facilitators like yourself, for other community facilitators who are out there watching this? What types of tips would you share with them?
So I learned that don't know anything. Coming from not knowing. So because as soon as I know you, and I know you're such a big figure and you put together such a huge conference and which is doing tremendous value to this community, Tom, I'll not reach out to you. Because immediately I'll think, he'll not have time for me. He'll say no to me. And I don't want rejection, humiliation, and so I'll not go to you. So what I tell everyone is, please go from not knowing. Don't know. Even if you know something and you feel it's not impossible, take 2 steps back and believe you don't know anything. And from there, you see possibility. And so when I started writing to Agile Alliance, I started writing to Dinah Larson, Yuta Axton, Phil Broke, Lisa Atkin. Of course, I felt they won't even notice my mail. It will go into spam. But I said, I don't care. I don't know. Everyone should do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, step out there, right? Put yourself out and try.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's great. That's great. Now, Deepti, obviously, we're all aware that we're living, and we were talking about before we started, we're living in a pandemic. So talk to us a little bit about, as a community facilitator, what types of things maybe you've had to do a little bit of different things or adapt to keep this community going in a pandemic.
So as soon as this happened, March, we concluded Agility Today, our biggest unconference, which is more like a 6-month fest. We do some 12, 13 sub-events. We call them Agility Enabling Spaces. So we concluded that in March. We had board of directors of Agile Alliance coming in. Agile Alliance was, incubating this whole thing as an initiative, and after which we decided, let's develop, the Agile Alliance community in India. And we were like, oh, this is all cool. And that's when, bam, COVID happened. And we had all our plans for 2020. 2020 was already planned for us. Everything changed. Of course, travels went for a toss. And so either we could have felt bad and felt sad about it, or I don't know, I was just, fool. So I always see possibilities in things, and I'm just all the time excited. So I said, let's convert everything online. So we sit down. I have a beautiful team of some 25, 30 people, amazing people who work absolutely voluntarily. They are awesome servant leaders. There is no money which is going out to them. Still they take, from 2 to 6 hours per week. And yeah, that's what they're giving to community.
Yeah.
And we have been doing this for now 3 years, all these events. We put out some 10, 15 events per year. There are meetups beyond that. There are webinars and seminars beyond that. So I said, let's convert them online, and let's keep it extremely simple. Google Tools and Zoom. These are the 2 forums which we use. We didn't complicate it. And we reached out to everyone globally we knew, and we started inviting them. So downsizes, you can't meet in person. Upsizes, you can invite anyone from the world. So, we looked at the brighter side. And we said, let's increase our reach as a community. Let us connect more. And so we run 4 programs every month one on design thinking, visual thinking, one on gamification, one on Agile, and the last one is on personal agility and personal development. And so every month we have 4 speakers who are not from our country or our time zone coming and connecting. Then we have events every 2 months on different topics. We do contests, we do unconferences, we do open spaces, we do research oriented work and all of that. So that's separately, that's all going on. And we converted everything in online. So I think connect at this point in time and innovate, show how you can think differently. And people love, everything that we have done so far. The feedback is amazing. And every event we are growing in enrollment, and not just from India, but from outside. And the last thing which a community developer has to do is motivating your people. As the time is passing, I see everyone getting dull and depressed, and it has not left me. Like, yes, I've been fidgeting. I was like feeling, why are we doing all of this? There came a point. So, keep connecting, talking. When we talk so much of nonsense, so the group connects and like, yeah, not feeling great, not feeling. But then afterwards on the Slack, we're like, oh, I'm so happy we connected. This is so much fun. Let's do it. So yeah, just keep doing that.
Yeah, that connection is so important, Deepti. So yeah. Deepti, I appreciate your time. Any closing thoughts?
This time will pass. So be ready as soon as world is open. Do not lose the hope. Even if, people say it's going to consume entire 2021 as well. Do not worry about money. There is ample of money which is circulating. No matter how many theories are there that companies are going to eat up all their flowing cash, they don't have a lot of inflow of business. No, we are going to be there. And this is a very tiny thing on the surface of Mother Earth. Maybe, what, which will go away. So just be ready, pump up and be ready. As soon as the gates are open, we'll run.
Very good closing words, Deepti. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks a lot for having me, Tom. And I really wish all of us all the best for this amazing conference. I'll see you there.
Excellent. On behalf of Deepti Jain, I am Tom Henriksen for the Agile Online Summit.